Hello Planeswalkers, Andrew here, joined by Tyler, bring you a brand new top 5 list. It's December, which means this list is seasonal. That's right, these are our top 5 favorite cards to give to opponents. Now these are our personal favorites, so let us know what your favorites are in the comments below. Also, I must apologize in advance for my rhyming in this list, it just felt appropriate. Now let's jump into number 1. 'Tis the holiday season, and in the spirit of gifting, I've some cards that will leave your friends seething. First on my list of twisted presents is an enchantment that to your hand your lands it cements. But in the hands of one of your friends, aggressive mining pays you dividends. By giving someone this card, you'll stall out their courtyard, for without playing ramp, their board state will cramp, and you will be put ahead on lands, leading to your inevitable command.
If all y'all didn't know me well enough before, I'm about to pull back the curtain on who I really am when I play a game of Magic. Underneath the fun and cheery Bushwhack persona on my Twitter, which you should be following by the way, I am an absolute delight, I love nothing more than inflicting as much pain as physically possible on the other people at the table. What's even better though is if I can get them to do it to themselves. Taking my number 5 spot on this list is Treacherous Blessing. A card that gives you immediate gratification in the form of card draw, then is meant to punish you for playing the spells that it just gave you. But, what if we were to hand that off to our opponent and force them to make the payments? Then the cards become all the sweeter. 'Tis the season of giving after all, and nothing quite sends the message like a card that just keeps on giving over and over and over. Let's add a splash of color in with my number 4 pick, since, spoiler alert, the next 3 cards are all mono black, like number 5 was. That being said, delving a bit into red, we get to my number 4 pick, Captive Audience. I'm a fan of this card for a few reasons. Number 1, you don't need to rely on another spell or ability to give it to an opponent, it just inherently goes to them, like it knows it's calling. Every card on my list can become a real kick in the shins if you lose your ability to gift them away, leaving you to foot the bill, which is usually just death, kinda like the American healthcare system. But the audience not only bypasses that cleanly, it also helps support others at the table that aren't your victim, like the Canadian healthcare system, thus taking the target off your back. Sure, the total hand discard and the monstrous life drop only affect the person controlling the audience, but the fact that each of their opponents get zombie tokens is a nice way to not leap ahead suddenly and become a major threat, even though you probably are the threat and probably should be eliminated immediately. Again, like the American healthcare system.
As if stopping lands wasn't enough, stopping their creatures too will be quite rough. 4th on our list is Steel Golem, which stops creatures from rolling. Your friend's face will be priceless, they'll be calling your actions viceless. Oh, but contraire my pal, 'tis not just a royale, the point of this game is fun, so take your batitude down a ton. If stopping lands or creatures isn't your cup of tea, then wait for me to describe my number 3. Pyromancer's Swath will dump your whole hands, not just creatures, enchantments, or lands. Sure, you give them instants and sorceries a boost, but does it matter when their hand size is reduced? Every hand they could trust, every combo they could prep, 'tis but dust on each of their end steps.
Sometimes, all you need is 1 or 2 more turns to get your win con to pop off. In those situations, having an opponent that's already reached that point of popping off can just throw a big ol' monkey wrench into your plans. How dare they not consider how you feel about winning this game? Well, my number 3 pick, the Abyssal Persecutor, is here to offer you that little bit of time that you need. Coming with the ability of stopping you from winning and your opponents from losing, the Persecutor stands kind of as a strong opposite to Platinum Angel, which why aren't you just running that? But as counterintuitive as its ability may be, it suddenly becomes an upside when somebody else takes control of him. Give the opponent in the best board state a temporary pause in their strategy while they figure out how to get rid of your generous gift of an impressive 6/6 flyer that they didn't even have to pay for, by the way, and assemble what you need to stop them permanently or secure victory for yourself. I don't think that I've fully reiterated that while I claim to play Commander for the love of the game, in actuality, I am a monster. Coming in at number 2 is Lich's Mastery, a card that doesn't even offer me any immediate upside before I decide to pawn it off and some others stab at the table. Sure, it comes with the ability to keep the controller from losing the game, and it gives the controller cards if they can gain life, but having hexproof makes it hard to deal with. Any deck that can't gain life is just dead in the water, and you get the satisfaction of watching someone lose everything slowly, bit by bit, before they die. The card even exiles, making it near impossible for the poor sap you gave it to try and recover. And its broad, "you lose if this leaves" clause does everything short of signing the Doom player's death certificate. Go out there and put the clock on people, friends. Watch their life fade to nothing while you focus on the rest of the table.
You may say cats are on theme only in October, but if you told me that, I'd tell you weren't sober. 9 lives is my second choice, blaring the meowing of a combined 9 cats' voice. While it can save someone in the long run, after just 9 hits that player is done. An even quicker route to their doom is to blow it up with a boom. For as soon as this enchantment leaves them, to a fate sleeping with the fishes they will succumb. To make machines old is the way of rust, breaking down artifacts and turning them to dust. Such is the purpose of Rust Elemental, which to its owner is quite detrimental. To whoever you give this robot, you give them a curse of artifacts rot. This will mainly hit mana rocks, though it also hits anything with a gearbox. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If pranking is your passion, then it's Rust Elemental or bust.
Coming in at number 1 on my list is, without a doubt, my favorite alternate win con for black in the entire game, beating out everything from Infinite Ad Nause to Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood, and that is Demonic Pact, an enchantment coming with 4 options that you can each choose once. Demonic Pact comes with not just 1 bit of upside, but 3, letting you drain something for 4, draw 2 cards, and force someone to discard 2 cards before being left with the option of losing the game entirely. The best bit about this card is the fact that, should someone else gain control of it, its options don't reset unless it's flickered or bounced and replayed, meaning that if you use all the good options before handing it off, all your opponent can do is choose to lose. That takes all the responsibility off of you. You didn't kill them. They chose to die. Isn't that right, Andrew?
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm very proud of my rhymes in this video. Like, seriously. I spent maybe an hour and a half with Rhyme Zone open looking for rhymes, and I'm very proud with how it turned out. So let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, maybe think about subscribing and hitting that bell. Anyways, y'all have a great holidays.